So my name is Morgan Kessler. I'm in 4-H. I mainly stayed in the equine realm of things through fair and through state events and things like that. I also did a bunch of still projects, took poultry as well, including turkeys, and I was active in 4-H camp as well. And I currently am now in veterinary school at Ohio State.
Ruby Anderson, and I've been a Hoofbeats 4-H horse advisor this is my 40th year. I started out in Trailblazers 4-H Club as an advisor and then moved over to Hoofbeats. As a kid, I was in Liberty Lassies taking sewing projects.
So I had the pleasure of being in Ruby's 4-H Club for 11 years. So. I was very intimidated. There were a lot of older club members at that time. We had a very large club, and Ruby had everything prepared, welcomed me. I was very overwhelmed at the time, but she had our club notebook, and she gave us a ton of information. Really, ever since, Ruby has kind of kept me on track and really keep the club in like a family. So
thank you. Well, Morgan's kind of unique. He was the boy of a group of kids, and pretty much dedicated to what he wanted to do and learn. And he became my right-hand man, per se, pretty quickly through the club, and asking to do things, and he would be the first one I pick on to get something done, even when he was younger, because I could count on it going ahead and following through with it and getting it done. Morgan C is still so recent that it's not like a memory, it's just like it happened yesterday. And so it's hard to pinpoint because he's still doing things. He comes to a meeting, he has some little project going on, and the kids, I watch the kids all gather up around him, and they're just watching. What was he doing? Making stitches.
Yeah,
one day at a meeting, sutures. Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's just what we need. And we held up the meeting, and they all stood there and watched Morgan making sutures for a day. But just little things that he doesn't know he does, that he makes an influence on the kids. Just his mannerism, the way he is, and politeness, and ready to do things. They see it, and that means a lot. So they have a good role model through him too.
Ruby's probably one of the hardest working and has the most perseverance out of anybody I've ever met. And she's really passed that on to many, many members. The passion she has for youth development and 4-H itself and just young kids to get them to grow is truly amazing. And that's one thing I have really, really honed in on, I guess, when I'm, over the years. And to the point where when I have a little bit more time, I'm finishing up some veterinary school. But I'll be right back here and right next to Ruby, helping out with Hoofbeats 4-H Club. So growing up, I always kind of, was imitating the veterinarians coming out here through OSU and that. But I think, having the experiences I had through 4-H kind of solidified that. I'm very much a people person as well, because to be a veterinarian, to be a successful veterinarian, you have to be just as much a people person as much as you are animals. I think 4-H kind of exposed me to so much, to so many people, that it really kind of solidified that thought that I've always had since I was younger, that I wanted to be a veterinarian. So. Yeah, do you think I could see me as a veterinarian?
I could see you being anything you wanted to be at that age, because that's just the drive you had. So, yeah.
Like I said, I saw kids developing and coming out of their shell, and it made me really proud of parents and kids both that took the time and the effort, because it's time and effort to spend with your kids to do all this.
And to see these kids take these 1,200-pound animals and get them to do what they want to do, without a bunch of other people making them do it, is real rewarding. I'm
going to start with this. There's a lot of scholarships that you can get through 4-H. And, as veterinary school isn't the cheapest thing in the world, but it's definitely, 4-H has definitely helped put a dent in that. As far as like my resume goes, if I wasn't involved in 4-H, there wouldn't have been very much on my resume. So it truly did set me apart I like to think so anyway. Just do it. Do it. Try it at least once. The friends you'll meet, the connections you'll gain, the skills you'll learn, education that you can take with you. Because that's one of the things that won't ever depreciate is your education.